And DD India correspondent Akshay Dongare joins us live from New Delhi. Akshay, what details do we have on Prime Minister's meeting?
Well, it was an extensive meeting, Shubhendu. It went on for over 2 hours, which gives us the gravity of situation as far as the discussions are concerned. Ever since the exchanges have stopped, what we are witnessing at this point is all-out preparedness by the Indian Armed Forces to counter any kind of tension in the region, as well as any kind of provocation that can be there. So every possibility is being taken into account. And when it comes to the Indian Armed Forces, they continue to monitor the situation as far as the peace process is concerned, especially providing security to the people of Jammu and Kashmir, as well as all the states and districts that are bordering with Pakistan on the western borders as well as the northern borders. Prime Minister has taken a stock of situation as well. He has spoken with the Defence Minister, the National Security Advisor, all the top officials of the Defence Ministry, as well as the External Affairs Ministry, and all the three wings of the Indian Armed Forces were present as far as that meeting is concerned, which had been called not only to give all the details about everything that has transpired in the last 72 hours, but also the process through which India will be able to move ahead as far as our operations are concerned. Clearly, the war against terror is going to continue. India has already claimed that any kind of act of terror will be considered an act of war, and India will stand by it. While we have already given this dire warning to Pakistan and to the rest of the world as well, that India is going to change its strategy, or rather, it has changed its strategy as far as terror is concerned, and it will be considered a hostile act by an adversary, like it is done in a war-like situation.
Right, but for now, Akshay, what does the situation look like after secession of military action by both sides?
Well, there were reports coming in that there were certain precautionary measures that were taken all throughout the night. Blackouts were observed in several of the districts, especially that were bordering with Pakistan in the western borders and the international border, as well as on the line of control. Every precautionary measure will be observed for the next few days at least, where all of these measures that have been taken, that include air raid sirens, mock drills by people to ensure that they remain safe every time there is an air raid siren, because we have gone through that process where people were being targeted, where civilians were being targeted, where the armed forces were also on target of terrorists as well as the Pakistani armed forces. But ever since they have pleaded, that their DGMO level officers have pleaded to the Indian Army to stop the hostilities. India had come to an agreement that the country also doesn't want war or any harm to Pakistani civilians. But the situation is going to be monitored for the next few days at least on high alert. The forces remain on high alert, as well as every preparation that has to be done in accordance to a war-like situation, that will also be maintained to ensure the safety of the country.
Akshay, thank you for those updates.